and welcome back. There are always, I swear I just wiped this, but there are always fingerprints here. Also, I think it might be a smidge crooked. Maybe it's me. Anyways, welcome back. Welcome if you're new. If you're new here, my name is Elena. I'm the homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos. Here on the channel, we talk about everything from homeschooling, homemaking, all the things in between. This is quite a stack I have here. If you haven't seen, let me zoom you out so you can get like the full effect of the messy desk. I need to tidy my desk, but that's going to be a later project. I'm going to try to, sorry. What I was saying is if you haven't seen my, there's a little Hobby Lobby slash Five Below haul, and I was on the hunt for some new planners because my Frankenplanner, this catch-all planner that I use, it's got all kinds of papers and stuff stuck in it. It is getting ready to start the new quarter, and I realized I was out of pages. But funny enough, or not so funny, apparently I wasn't out of as many pages as I thought I was. I thought I was out of pages, so I went on the hunt to look for planners, found a bunch on clearance. I do flip through them in that haul if you want to see it. But this setup, I believe, I have a video of it, and then I broke it down by sections. So this first section was my catch-all section, and I still have not made top tabs. That's on the list of things to do. And I was using the old budget layout, so it had this really great expense tracker and bill pay checklist, and then a recap that I really thought I wanted to use, or I did want to use, but I didn't end up doing it. And then it was just the weekly pages have just the classic spread, but on the side it has weekly spending. This one I think is from like this is a 2020 version. So I didn't realize that I also had September, October. I had through the end of the year in here. And so I bought a different thing for the catch-all planner. I was going to try to use, I believe, this one is their lined vertical. This is called the working remotely layout. So, but from what I can see, it just is a lined vertical, and it just has, the only thing that may tip you off working remotely is its daily habit that's printed on every week. It says it's important to dedicate time to take care of yourself while working from home. But everything else, it's just a timed vertical. They added 2 like little checklist marks here. They added 2 little check mark lists here, and so it took away from it being like 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Now it's 7 to 7. I believe it used to be 7 or 6 to 8, which was nice. I feel like those hours for me anyways are a little better. I think I have a really old. Okay, so let's lay this out next to each other since I happen to have one of these lying around. I think I was going to do this my weekly time view thing. So the box on top is larger, and that's why it cut out the hours from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., which, like I said, I feel like those hours just in our schedule anyways may be a little nicer, but that's okay. We're going to make it work, or we're going to try to make it work. That was what my plan was to make this section my new catch-all section, because I really liked the monthly goals that they had here, and then the things to follow up on. You could just do like a little brain dump, but you could categorize it. I kind of wanted to try this out for the month. So we're going to put in, I don't even have to redate it because it is an 18-month one, but if I want to use this for next year, because technically I guess I could, since I have a whole year's worth, I would have to redate. But here, if you watch my channel, we're no strangers to redating. We like to use up, we being us, you know, together. I like to use up what I've got on hand, except in the case when I don't realize what I have on hand. Yes. Okay, so it's not technically a quarter. We're going to start a month earlier because we're going to start with September. So let's take out September through December here. Always come back if like it doesn't work for the month of September, or it doesn't work for, I'm just hating it. I have a few months that I can come back to the classic. So since my desk is a mess, we'll just put that off to the side somewhere and hope it doesn't fall. And then we'll put in, let's put in the rest of the year. let's think positively. Let's think that this is gonna work. The next section here, also, I think I should take out a few because it gets kind of super chunky and I don't always, maybe let's take out June and July and see if that helps at all. I want to leave the month before in there because sometimes I have to go back in and look at something. So I at least like to leave the last month in there. So, okay, the next section is the content creating. And this section I was using one of the, I think this was called the monthly layout. And this also I think is from 2020, the year of the clearance, right, for planners. So I was just using this one, and I think it's still gonna work for me. So I did find I do have September through the end of the year for this one as well. I guess I didn't need to go buy new planners. Maybe I just wanted to go to Hobby Lobby. That's also a possibility, right? I have my coffee here. It's early. It's earlier in the morning than I usually film. Hot. And it's hot. Okay, sorry, we're all over the place. So I'm gonna leave that in there. And then fitness and wellness. So for this one, I was using, this one does have a lot of personal stuff, so we'll go here. I was using a faith layout planner, and I've used it a lot of different ways. I think that I've talked about this before, and I know I have a couple of videos if you want to see them here on the channel, the different ways that I've done wellness planners and things like that. But I did find a wellness or a faith planner, so we could use that and just continue on with the same, or I found an actual wellness planner, and I think we may give this a go. Again, I say we, it's the royal we. Just stick with me on this. So I think though that we may do this because I really like, let me pull this, you can see it a little easier. It's got here, write an encouraging, no, that is the wrong word. Write an encouraging note to yourself. Important dates, how I'm strengthening my mind, how I'm strengthening my body, and what I'm loving about myself. I may not use all of these prompts. I may just switch it up a little, but the recap is kind of cool, kind of nice to have. The monthly is just a monthly layout. Here it's broken up into 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, where here it's just 3. And this is where I think I may play around with this and see if I can find a layout that I like and want to use, because I'll probably redate these things. So I'm going to pull out September. I'm just going to pull out September and October and put those in for now. I've got them in. I just put in 2 months worth for the wellness just to see how it will work out for me. If I want 4 separations, what I'm using them right now for that has been working out is down here is where I'll put what I feel like maybe I may be hearing from God, like little whispers or messages that I'm hearing over and over. I'll put that down here. But for this section, I think I'll do something similar, or at least start with something similar, because it has been working for me. This is where maybe I'll mark down what I feel God is speaking to me, because it's got a big space here, and then here, and then also if I run out of room and there's still something more that I want to write, what I ended up doing, I was trying to cover up some personal stuff, is down here I made a little flip. You probably can't even see that. But I made a little flip thing so that it'll work. I got to change out my battery on the camera, and then maybe something will come to me for how to use the fitness or the wellness pages. So I'm thinking that I will use the bottom, like I said, same. And then here it says movement. So maybe I'll do some habit trackers and do on the monthly, that was where I was tracking how far I was walking and the workout I was doing Here's his Nourish. I don't want to track my food in here because I track it on, I track my macros on my Fitness Pal, and I don't need, it's just, I feel like it's too much to write out my food as well. I like that it does it on my Fitness Pal and I can see it all there. And then intention. Maybe for intention, I will go ahead and make a little, I can make myself just 3 little notes here, or 3 little check boxes to see again if I'm doing all the little check-ins that I like to do. But I can also make down a note because I was working on slowly decluttering and cleaning up, so I can write what my project of that week is, or what room or what area that we're working on here, and see if I get that done. And then Nourish, I guess normally this is where they would intend for you to put your food, or if you're intermittent fasting, like that kind of stuff here. But maybe we can just put some motivational things here, scripture or quotes or whatever. And then also I didn't leave room, or maybe we can put that here. Here I can mark what I read and then what I felt like it said to me, and then here I can just do the summary of my day. Maybe we'll try that next month. I'm still thinking finishing up August, so we still have time for that. For the wellness is working out okay. I've been putting sticky notes down instead. That way, if it changes, and it has changed quite frequently already, I can just pick it up and move it around, and then we can put it out. But I like to see at a month what I'm doing and what videos I intend or hope to put out. My intentions are for the videos. This month, I wanted to commit to doing 2 videos a week, Monday and Thursday, and so that's why I have it set up like that. And then when we get into the monthly or the actual view here, I still kind of playing around with how I want to use this page. I've just kind of been using it as random little notes of things I needed to do. So just, I had some video ideas, and then things here, I didn't do anything. But sometimes I'll make notes here just to myself if I just need a piece of scratch paper, or like something hits me and I don't have a designated spot for it, I'll just put it in here. And then here, what I was doing was taking the amount of videos. So for September, there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. If I stick to the 2 videos a week, Monday and Thursday, there would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos. So each one of these sections would be the video. I'll show you. And this is it. I just highlight here, so this will be the title of the film. So say it's a monthly goals video, I'll title it monthly goals, and then these are the steps that I take. My kids are excited downstairs. So I don't know if that came up, but if the sound came up. But anyways, here's the title, and then here are the steps that I take for each one, for each film. It's kind of a condensed version of the steps that I take to get it done. And then here I will write down, like, if there's any steps or any clips or any things for a particular video that I need to do. Let me see if I can figure out an example for you so it makes a little bit more sense in your head, because in my head it makes sense, but I understand that can be a scary place sometimes. One of the video ideas that I have is to show you the meals that I make in my monthly freezer meals. So we do monthly freezer meals, and I wanted to show you what those meals look like when they were cooked. So I went ahead and listed the title, and then I wrote down the meals that we had made, and then I check them off as we filmed the clip, because we're not cooking them all in one day. So I check them off as we film the clip. And so that's what I mean by other smaller things like that. So this has been working out for me, ish. I've been trying to find a new rhythm to how to make this work in my daily schedule, because I've added other things in our schedule, and we're gearing up to start our homeschool year. We are actually starting our homeschool year a little bit later, it feels like. It feels like the traditional school started earlier. I don't know, it just feels so early to me. When we went to school like many years ago, right, with the dinosaurs, we didn't start till after Labor Day, and they're just starting like mid-August, and I'm like, what? But they do get out earlier too, so there's that. But we are going to start in September, so we need to add that back into our rhythm first. And honestly, that's where I'm just trying to slowly figure out my routine so that I don't feel like I'm in a constant state of rush. And we'll see how that works out, because this is something that we're working on. So that's how this works out. I don't always end up using all of this. In fact, a lot of months I don't. So I have extra pages. But I think I just took them out, but I pull it out and then I have that, which is fine because this is a great checklist to have. You can reuse these just throughout the week. You fold it in half and you just use it if you needed an extra checklist. I think I'm just storing them back here for now in my notes section. And I mean, she's still pretty thick, but it does house a lot for me. This first section here has my Kanban board that I created. I know I have a video somewhere here with that. I still have got a ton of projects to get going. And then I was starting to do like an AM PM routine. This we don't need anymore actually. And we go, this went with the, like a lesson, not a lesson plan, but a guide kind of to go along with your, well, I'll have to flash a picture of the book because my mind is completely blanking out on me. But this was a printable that went with the book, and I'm desperately trying to finish that book too. I put this one in here, so this is the timed one, and I originally put this in to kind of time block our week out and see how I wanted it to flow. This is not, of course, how every week was going to go. That wasn't my intention. I think I just paused not to do it because it was summer months and I wanted to have a little bit more flexibility during the summer months. But like for school, I would mark down from these hours. I prefer us to be doing schoolwork. Here's where our weekly, every week appointments go. So kind of a time block schedule of the week, knowing that this is just, ideally, this is where we would hit all these things, but it's not a concrete plan. We don't have to. If school ends up happening in the afternoon versus the morning, that's fine. If a class gets canceled or rescheduled, that's fine too. But this was just a kind of over glance of how the week was going to go. So I'm going to wait until we get a little bit closer to school to fill that part out. But that is in here. That is in the front. And then we go into the Fly Lady baby steps. I'm thinking of going back in and finishing them up because I've been doing the routines, but I kind of stopped halfway through on the 31 baby steps. So I think I might want to go back and finish that. I love Fly Lady system. It's been working. I've been making it work for me because I've not been doing it exactly as she has it laid out for you, but there is something so simple but so like it just works, right? So anyways, there's that. And then this is another planner project to do to get these top tabs, but so far the sticky notes are working and we run into the catch-all. So for the month of September, we're gonna start trying this time one and see how that works. And my content creating, I showed you a little bit more in there, and then the wellness, and I shared how I'm gonna try to make that work a little bit more. I'm going to try to make the wellness planner work, but if it doesn't work, I still have the faith planner I can use too. And that's it. I just put a couple more things into my planner, and then it's kind of a little bit of, I don't know, planner video for you. I hope that it was somewhat helpful just to see kind of the setup of it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me and getting it done, though. I really wanted to get in here and get those going so that I could start planning ahead. There are some dates that are in there. I may have to look at getting an expansion disc for her because she's like at her limit on these discs. Ugh. But again, thanks for hanging out with me and getting this done. As always, if you don't know or you just need to be reminded, may be the one to tell you that you are deeply and truly loved and so appreciated. I honestly truly appreciate the time that you take out and spend here with me. Thanks so much for watching.